Well, for the international reaction to Monday's deal, let's cross to Jack Parrock, who is in Moscow and joins us live now. So, Jack, it looks like an encouraging development then. What has the reaction been from Moscow?
Well, indeed, it's been a very positive reaction from Russia. They are pretty happy with this deal by the looks of things. The Russian president, in his speech last night, did say that he would push on Damascus to uphold their side of this ceasefire, and he expected the United States to do the same, to put the pressure that they can assert on the rebel factions in Syria to agree to the ceasefire. The Russian President Vladimir Putin said that this could be a real way to end the bloodshed, but there are now concerns about whether this ceasefire will hold, whether the factions will sign up, and what it'll actually mean in practical terms on the ground.
Well, the deal does exclude groups like al-Nusra and Daesh, meaning that bombing against those groups can continue. I mean, how does that complicate this agreement?
Well, indeed, it is very complicated. But the Russians insist that they will only bomb targets that are terror targets. That's what they've always said. But this is a slightly different set of implications in this deal, that it will the targets of Daesh and al-Nusra will not be included. Now, this ceasefire is set for the 27th, for Saturday, but originally the Russians were looking for a March 1st beginning to some kind of cessation of hostilities, as it's being called. And the Russians were accused of wanting to buy as much time as possible to bomb targets to allow the Syrian government under Bashar al-Assad to press on the important city of Aleppo. So having it come forward has been seen as a compromise by the Russians. But still now we need to see whether this cessation of hostilities really can take into force, whether the rebel factions will sign up, and whether Russia and the US can assert enough influence on the separate sides that they support, bearing in mind that they are still on two separate sides of this conflict, to start making some really positive steps to end the conflict in Syria.
OK, Jack, thank you very much. That's Jack Parrock there in Moscow.